Sure, yeah.
Our robot strategy is fairly simple. We chose the missions to complete by rating each mission's difficulty based on our robot's tools and capabilities.
Our robot has 2 large motors, 2 medium motors, 1 gyro sensor, and 2 color sensors. We got our robot design off of FLL cast because we thought with some minor tweaks it would work well for us in our missions.
We had to change the back of the robot so the charging cord could plug into the brick. And we also took off the connectors to our small motor in front so we could plug directly into the motor with our tools while utilizing our beam that we attach tools to.
We assembled a jig that to set up our robot consistently for every mission. We built a container that attaches easily to the front of the robot to transfer shipping containers for an innovation project.
We wrote linear programs to keep programming simple and easy while also accomplishing necessary tasks.
We use custom MyBlock programs that utilize the gyro sensor to make accurate 90-degree turns for missions that need to have a precise turn.
We added a beam on the front of our robot so that our tools could easily click on and off at the same time. We chose a Polar Bear Vikings team name because of some Duplo Lego polar bears that we found in our extra Legos when this team was created.
Our t-shirt design was decided by a vote on multiple designs created by our team members.
Very cool. Alright, so tell me a little bit, I know you guys mentioned it right at the beginning, tell me a little bit about how you selected which missions you were going to do and what order you were going to do them in. Tell me about that process,
So
how you figured that out.
Basically, we would look at all the missions and then sort of see the description, like what we have to do, what tasks we have to do, and see what tools we have and what tools we can use for that mission, and then sort of just, as we said, rank them from easiest to hardest.
Gotcha, okay. Tell me a little about, as I'm just looking at the design here, so it sounds like you guys did some research online, which is a really awesome way to start out about it, and you made modifications to it, which is also really awesome to suit your needs. What are the, so I see on the left and the right side, there's some clear wheels and then 3 little black things sticking out on top of them. Tell me about those. Why are those there?
Those would be used if you want to attach a tool on top, but it's a bit harder based on how the robot is designed. You can't really get all the way into the framework.
Okay.
So you have this, and we mainly use it since there's not really any tools that we use on top of the robot. We just use it to set up our
I got you for initial set there. Makes sense, makes sense. Cool. So I guess tell me a little bit about your attachment swap out process. What kinds of things do you have to do on the field when you're moving from one to the next?
So this year we had only 2 attachments.
Okay.
So basically all we would do was attach it to the bar, like we said, and then since this one was out of the, so we made this so it fits here without conflicting with this, so we don't have to change it out, but we just put it on the bar and when we would take it off, we just take it off.
Okay. You mentioned you use MyBlocks in your software. Tell me a little bit about what kinds of MyBlocks you made and why you chose to make them MyBlocks as opposed to, you know, just writing other code.
To get a accurate turn first time to save our time.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we also created one that would reset all motors before the program, so everything was running at intended, like, capacity, whatever.
Okay. Gotcha. Any challenges you guys had with the gyro? Or I guess did it work really well from the get-go? I guess what were some of the challenges you had with integrating that sensor, or assuming you had any?
Was your gyro written as a MyBlock, by the way?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, good.
Well, we did have issues with the turn's accuracy, actually, to the point that we didn't really use it that much this year.
Okay. Gotcha. Tell me a little bit about your choice of wheels there. I see 4 wheels, but only 2 of them have rubber on it.
It was just the design that we saw online,
Okay.
and you have the 2 wheels up front for drive and
Traction.
Makes sense. Okay.
in the back to support all of the weight of it because it is very compact, complex, heavy, big.
Gotcha. kind of, I guess, so as you were going through your season, what kind of, I guess just generically now, what kind of problems did you run into? What kind of improvements did you have to make as you were going through? Tell me a little bit about how you discovered those problems and what you did to solve them.
Well, last minute today we realized that we needed to angle our robot from the jig a little bit.
Okay.
Due to it wasn't going where it was supposed to. But it was easily fixed last minute.
Gotcha, okay. How much time do I have? Minute or two? Okay. So I guess as far as, so obviously when you're building a robot like this, there's a good amount of work to be done. How did you guys divide up the work between different team members to make sure things were being done effectively?
So I helped assemble the robot greatly, and I think that Joey and Andrew, they do a lot of work on the tools along with those three. Drake, Zach, and Evan. They have made all the tools, and since the robot was just a one-time thing and the tools are separate, they have more people on that.
Gotcha, okay.
You talked a little bit about your strategy of how you selected or prioritized which missions to do. Which ones do you run, and do you combine any of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. We combined the engine switch and the one with the plane where he had to knock the one out of the cargo ship.
How did you decide to combine those two?
We did it because they were close to each other. So we thought if we make a program to start flipping the engine over, backing up, hitting the plane, goes down, and then pushing the Tetris box out so Drake could do that. Yeah.
You mentioned you had the gyro sensor, but then you also mentioned that you didn't really use it a whole lot. Can you explain how you use the sensors that you do have on there, and which missions did you use them for?
We attempted the color sensors earlier this year, but they kept making malfunctions at turns, so we decided against
How
it.
did you use the color or light sensors?
Just black and white. Red, black.
Line color?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we found that it's a problem because it's behind the wheels. So we'll be attempting to turn forward.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. Yep. Okay. So how do you make sure that your robot? Wait. Have you had any problems? And let's talk maybe a little bit about the troubleshooting. About your robot like not consistently doing something, and can you kind of walk through the process of how you resolve that issue, those issues? Was there a mission that it just wouldn't like do it consistently, and so how do you fix that problem?
There were missions, but I don't really remember how. I just remember there were multiple missions where it wasn't that consistent.
You just run the program again and again, see what modifications would work in the rotations of the motors or the power.
And sometimes we either have to change the program a little bit, just rotations or a little bit more return on that one part, or we just reboot it just to reset the program and try it again.
So as far as positioning the robot, it's mostly rotations and then the use of your jig.
Yeah.
Okay. And no sensors for that then.
No.
Okay.
Cool. See, I would say I got all the stuff in my room.